Hey everyone, welcome back to Allegedly, as ever, the podcast where we talk about all the ways we've shot ourselves in the foot. And today's episode, it's a fun one. We're talking about oil, specifically how Canada is basically our personal oil dealer, keeping our gas tanks full while we loudly insist we don't rely on anyone. Spoiler alert, we do. All right, let's start with a fact that might surprise some people. Canada is the #1 foreign supplier of crude oil to the United States. Not Saudi Arabia, not Venezuela, not some shadowy oil cartel. Just Canada, chilling up north, politely handing us millions of barrels a day. And when I say millions, I mean it. In 2023, over 60% of all U.S. crude oil imports came from Canada. That's right. More than half of the foreign oil we bring in is maple flavored. Then, in July 2024, we hit a new record, 4.3 million barrels per day from Canada. Why? Because they expanded the Trans Mountain Pipeline, tripling its capacity. So what did? We said, oh wow, thanks. We'll take all of that. Because of course we did. So why Canada? We have our own oil, right? Texas, North Dakota, Alaska, all those places where people love to remind us that America produces oil. Well, here's the thing. Our refineries, especially in the Midwest, are built to process the heavy crude that Canada produces. It's like we customized our entire system for Canadian oil and then acted surprised when we couldn't quit it. And then there's geography. Canada isn't just close, it's conveniently close. No need for tankers, complicated shipping routes, or international drama. Just pipelines, moving oil directly from Alberta into the U.S. like some kind of crude oil for drip. And speaking of Alberta, let's be real, if Alberta were a U.S. state, it would be one of our biggest oil producers. The province alone pumps out millions of barrels per day, and most of it heads straight to us. But do we ever talk about this? No, we just keep thanking Texas and pretending we're energy independent. Meanwhile, Alberta is up there doing a lot of the heavy lifting. And yeah, technically, Canada does export a little bit of oil to Europe and Asia. But the vast majority, it's all ours. We basically called dibs on Canada's oil industry, and they just rolled with it. All right. Let's address the elephant in the room. Americans love talking about energy independence. But if we're importing record-breaking amounts of Canadian oil, are we really independent? That's like saying you're financially independent because you moved out of your parents' house, but they still pay your rent. We act like we produce all the oil we need. But the reality? A huge chunk of what powers our trucks, our industries, even our military, is coming straight from Canada. Not that we're complaining, of course. We'll happily keep taking it while pretending we're doing everything ourselves. So what did we learn today? 1. America's oil supply chain is basically one big, politely negotiated favor from Canada. 2. While we love to say we produce all our own energy, in reality, Canada is keeping the whole thing running. And 3. If Alberta ever decides it wants to join the U.S., we might as well just make it official. So thanks, Canada. We appreciate it, even if we don't always admit it. That's it for today. If you like this, subscribe, leave a review, and maybe send this to your favorite Canadian as a thank you.